Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday Carriyoga. Um, just a couple of reminders as we start our session today. Again, it's usually 20 to 30 minutes each. As you inhale, you're always finding length, extending, exhale, you're kind of bending deep into the toes. Go at your own pace. Tuesday, we did sunbeams, which are a way to energize and kind of get your body warmed up. Probably went a little fast. So you can go as slow as you want during sun A's and sun B's. Today I was going to teach moon salutations, but after I've been practicing, I realized that I need more practice on those sequences. So we are going to do just some nice low lunges, hip openers, those kinds of stretches today. So we'll start in child's pose. Go ahead and come to that comfortable position on your yoga mat. Again, a couple of different options in child pose. You can always keep your knees together, keep your chest down onto your knees, extend the arms, bring the head down, or you can take your knees as far wide as that. Toes come together, those big toes sink onto the heels, and extend the arms out. Forehead down. So just start breathing here. Start to draw all that attention to your time on your mat today. Drawing all your attention to your breath. Releasing all of our thoughts. Finding that calm and stillness in the mind. As you breathe, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, I do want to share a quote with you in regards to yoga. Yoga is not a workout, it is a work in. And this is the point of spiritual practice, to make us teachable, to open up our hearts and focus our awareness so that we can know what we already know and be who we already are. So I say it a lot, this is the place where you can come to just allow yourself to be you. Start to cycle that breath, breathing into those body parts, breathing into the belly, to the diaphragm, to the lungs, and then exhaling out of the lungs, out of the diaphragms, and out of the belly. Trying to focus your attention to the breath and filling those body parts as we release all of our thoughts, all of our emails, all of our meeting notices, and just bringing our attention to this time, focusing on the present. Inhale, exhale. Today is Thursday, and at Boulder Crest, we started doing some themes. Today is Thankful Thursday. So just take a moment now to find something that you're thankful for, that you have gratitude for, and come to that often during your practice to be reminded of it. And just with our gratitude, think of an intention for your practice. It could come from that same place of gratitude, of thankfulness that you just thought of. But again, it's just a way to come to that in your mind during your practice, to bring your attention to the present. Inhale, exhale. Before we begin, we will take one Let's take 2 deep breaths in this time, and then we will exhale out through the mouth with a sigh. Inhale deeply. Exhale it out through the mouth. Again, inhale all of the love for yourself during your practice. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale any negativity, any bad vibes, bad feelings. Exhale it all out. And slowly push yourself up to a nice seated position, sitting on your heels. Slowly opening your eyes, bringing your attention back to the room, sitting up nice and tall. If sitting on your heels hurts, you can use that blanket and just roll it under your sitting bones there and see if that helps. We're just going to begin to move with our breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms rise. Hands to heart center. We're just going to find a twist here. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, left hand to the left knee. Right hand maybe resting on that right foot or on your mat or on your block. I'm going to use a block today. And again, just gazing over that right shoulder. Finding length in the spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, finding a deeper twist. 2 more breaths here. Last breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, just twisting to the left, right hand to left knee. Again, left hand can come behind you or on a block. Again, with every inhale, finding length in the spine, and every exhale, twisting more, gazing over that left shoulder. Remember, when you're using a block, it can be on the tall setting, on its edge, flipped on its side, or you can remove it. Lots of options with the yoga block. One more breath here. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's come onto all fours, tabletop position. Continue with our spinal warm-ups. Again, keeping the shoulders directly over the wrists. The knees are hip-width distance apart. And we're going to come into our cats and cows. Inhale, arching the back, tucking the tailbone, looking up to the ceiling, coming into cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, gazing at the belly button, keeping that core drawn in. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Tuck the chin. Engage the core. Do that 5 more times using your own breath. Really arching the back as you gaze up. Feeling a nice stretch in the spine and lower back. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, rounding the spine. Tucking the chin. These warm-ups are super important to your body to just start warming up your muscles and tendons before you start flowing. When you're finished, just come to a nice flat back. We are going to thread our needle today to hopefully stretch our shoulders. Bring that left hand into the center line of your body. Inhale the right arm to rise. Exhale, thread it under the body, coming to rest on the right shoulder. Left hand extends, head down on the mat. Now, if your shoulder doesn't reach the mat, use that block. Use a pillow, use a blanket, use a towel. And again, with every inhale, you want to find more length, reaching that left hand towards the top of the mat, and every exhale, reaching that right hand farther away from the mat, finding more stretch in the shoulder. You can also bring the left hand around the back, reaching for the right thigh. See how that feels. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. 2 more breaths here, yogis. Last one. As you inhale, come up onto that left hand. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhale, bring it down to the mat. Switching sides. Bringing the right hand to the center of our bodies. Inhaling that left arm up. Exhale, threading it under, coming to rest on that left shoulder. Right hand extends to the top of the mat. Head down. Reaching with the right hand to find length, stretching the spine, the arm. Exhaling, reaching that left hand farther away from the mat, stretching the shoulder more, or bringing the right hand and reaching for the left thigh. Opening up the shoulder a bit more, breathing in and out of our nose. Two more breaths here. Make sure our feet are pressing into the tops of our feet are pressing in to the mat. Last breath, inhale, exhale. Inhale, come up on that right palm, inhaling up through the left arm. Exhale, bring that left palm down. We're going to come into another child's pose. This time I want you to take your knees as far wide as your mat. Keep those big toes together. Sink onto the heels. Extend the arms out and bring that forehead down to the mat. Rock side to side, opening up those hips. Releasing tension there. Releasing the muscles there from sitting a lot. Come up onto your fingertips. And as you inhale, walk the hands on the fingertips over to the right. So your chest is in line with that right thigh. Bringing the head down. We're actively engaging our fingers. We're actively engaging our arms. And we're finding a nice stretch in our left side body. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths here, yogis. Last one. And as you inhale, walk those fingertips. Keep on the tops of our fingertips to keep the fingers engaged and the hands engaged. And then as we exhale, just go to the left. Walk the hands to the left. So your chest comes to that left thigh. On your fingertips, head down. Feeling a nice stretch in the right side body this time. As you inhale, breathing into that left side body. Exhale, deepening into the pose, maybe trying to reach your forehead to the ground if it doesn't. 2 more breaths. Last breath. And go ahead and inhale, bringing the hands back to center. Go ahead and press your palms into the mat, releasing that active fingertip. Inhale, let's come back in to our tabletop. Let's work our core here. So keeping the shoulders directly over the wrist. Let's press in to the tops of our feet and let our knees hover. Okay, let the knees hover here. Engaging the core, imagining that Navel is being pressed into the spine. Now come up onto your tippy toes. Keep the knees hovering over the mat. Breathing in and out through the nose. Let's add some side steps. Step to the right, back in. Step the left foot out, back in. Step the right foot out, back in. Keep those knees hovering. Left foot out, back in. Right foot out, back in. Left foot out, back in. Right foot out, back in. 2 more times, yogis. Left foot, right foot. Last one, left foot, right foot. Go ahead and bring the knees back down to the mat. Good job. Continuing with a little bit of core work, we'll come into our bird dogs, extending our left arm forward and our right leg back. Flexing that foot so it's pressing against that back wall. Again, you can stay here, stabilizing the core, engaging, keeping your balance. This is perfectly fine. Or you can add some movement by bringing elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Do that 5 more times using your own breath. Gotta get a tissue. Whew. Sorry about that, my allergies. Ay, ay, ay. Then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. When you're finished, just come to a nice flat back and switch sides. Inhale, right arm and left leg. Make sure that foot is flexed as if you're standing on that back wall. Again, staying here, finding strength in your core and stability in your core, or adding that dynamic movement. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. 5 more times, using your own breath. Flowing with your breath. Imagining that navel pressing to the spine. And when you're finished, come to a nice flat back. We're gonna tuck our toes and send those hips up to the ceiling. Downward facing dog. I can tell you my hamstrings are tight. Tight, tight. So do what feels good here. Honor your body, pedal your feet. Shake your head, yes and no. Blow your nose if you need to. Come up onto your tippy toes and then press the heels towards the earth. Come up onto the tippy toes. Press the heels toward the earth. Pedal the feet. Release the muscles in the face, pressing the chest towards the back of the mat. Again, engaging that core. 2 more breaths here in our first down dog. Last breath. You're going to walk the hands to meet the feet, coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Letting the body hinge over the hips. Clasping opposite elbows, opposite hands, and just let your body sway here. Again, my hamstrings are tight, so I'm going to keep a very nice bend in my knees, reaching my chest to my thighs here. I love the way that feels. Stay there for 3 more breaths. Stretching through the spine and the neck and the backs of the legs. 1 more breath. Inhale, bring those fingertips to the shins, coming to a nice flat back. Make sure your neck is straight and in line with your spine. A lot of times they say gaze forward, but that doesn't feel really good on your neck as you do that. Try to keep your neck down, your gaze down. Exhale, fold. And inhale, slowly rise, 1 vertebrae at a time, arms out to the side. Inhaling, arms rise, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale through prayer pose. Just come to stand in mountain pose, Tadasana. Palms are facing out, as if you're trying to bring all of that energy, all of those good vibes into your practice today. As you inhale, bring your arms up, clasping your hands together. Fingertips come together. Inhaling, finding length and rising up onto your tippy toes, challenging your balance here. Breathing, maybe try gazing up towards your fingertips. Exhale those heels back to the earth. Inhale, reaching to the ceiling, finding length through the back and the arms. Exhale, pressing the heels to the earth. 2 more times. Inhale, pressing up, finding length. Exhale down. 1 last inhale. Give it all you got. Reaching, 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 reaching. And exhale, press the feet back down. Hands exhaling through heart center. Perfect. Just gonna turn sideways on my mat. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. We walk those feet to the outer edges of the mat, just coming into a nice wide leg forward fold here. Again, keeping a nice bend in the knees. You can reach your palms to the mat, or you can still grab opposite elbows with opposite hands. Inhale, reaching the fingertips to the shins, come to that halfway, gazing down. Exhale, plant the hands and come into our first plank pose. Try to keep those feet to the outer edges of the mat. And just rock back and forth on your tippy toes here. Engaging the core, keeping it drawn in to the spine. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. Again, modified, drop to your knees if you need to. Totally fine. Listen to what your body needs. 3 more breaths. Last 2. If you need to bring your feet in, go ahead and do that. Last breath. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, tuck the elbows, lower down, chaturanga. Come to a nice flat belly on your mat. Untuck the toes. Keep those hands by your rib cage. Inhale, come into a nice baby cobra, cobra. Maybe you can come into Sphinx by coming onto your forearms, spreading your fingers so each fingertip touches the mat. So a few choices. Do what your body likes. And while you're in your back bend, let's stretch our neck. So as we inhale, turn to the right. And as we exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale all the way back to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, down. Inhale, the neck up. Maybe let's do half circles here with the neck. One more half circle. And come back to center. Perfect. One more inhale here in your back bend. Exhale. Come into tabletop. Keep exhaling, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here in our down dog. Go ahead and just step the right foot forward to meet the hands. Drop the left leg, coming into a nice low lunge. So once you find stability and you're grounded with that right foot into the mat, you're grounded into that left knee. Inhale, arms rise. Again, if you have any knee issues, use your blanket, fold over your mat for more support. Your arms can stay here. You can interlace them and press against that right thigh. Coming into a little back bend here as well. 2 more breaths in our low lunge. Opening up through our chest, pushing our heart forward. 1 more breath. Unlace the fingers. Inhale the left arm up. We're just reversing the warrior. So the right hand, reversing our lunge. That right hand is just coming to rest behind you. Maybe come into a little bind. So take the right hand and reach for that left thigh. You can also drop the hand onto that left thigh, reaching back a little bit farther for a nice back bend. 1 more breath. Exhale, bring the hands around that front foot. As you inhale, just come to a nice standing position. I'm going to have to turn here. So you're standing, walk your hands to the center of your body. Turn your toes to the long edge of your mat. So you should be in a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, come to a stand. If this feels too wide for you, heel toe yourself back in to a nice stance that feels comfortable for you. Once you're grounded and in that nice comfortable stance, bring your arms out. Star pose. Keeping the shoulders in a line with the arms. Engaging our core. 1 more breath here. We're going to come into goddess pose. So this is a big fire pose. It will fire up everything down below your waist. Your hips, your outer thighs, your inner thighs, your quads, your calves. So we are going to try that today. So just point your toes out a little bit farther than they are right now, as far as you can comfortably. Once that feels good, you're going to inhale, bend your elbows so your palms face out. And as we exhale, we are going to tuck the tailbone, bend the knees, goddess pose. So you should immediately start feeling that within your inner thighs, firing up those muscles and those tendons. Opening up through the chest. You can stay right here. Maybe you want to come up on one of the tippy toes. Maybe the other one. Maybe you can stand on both tippy toes. So play with that a little bit. See how it feels. You can rock back and forth. I always feel like an army, like like I'm going to come and attack you like this. So it's a fun pose, but it's also super powerful, super fierce. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. You should feel really good. Feel a nice fire. If your shoulders start to get tired or your hands, just bring them down to your hips. Totally fine. 1 more breath here. Hopefully you're still smiling. Go ahead and bring your hands to the knees. And we're just going to find a twist. So inhale, open. And as you exhale, bring that right shoulder in towards the center line, gazing over the left shoulder. Goddess twist. 1 more breath. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, that left shoulder in towards the center line of the body, gazing over the right shoulder. Making sure you're not slumping in here. I think I was just a moment ago. But you're really twisting and gazing over that right shoulder. 1 more breath. Inhale, back to center. Go ahead and release the hands from the knees. Heel toe back, the hip width distance apart, coming into mountain pose again. And we're just going to switch sides. So what we just did on the right, we will do on the left. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Hold here for 5 breaths. Again, play with your feet. Maybe rock back and forth on the tippy toes. Maybe take the feet as far wide as the mat. 3 more breaths. Making sure you're not slumping into the plank. Or if you need to, come to your knees. Last breath. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, tuck those elbows in, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. If you need to reconnect with your breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Bend the knees, and this time step the left leg forward between the hands. Drop the right knee. Making sure you're pressing into the mat with your left foot. Your right knee is pressing into the earth. And when you're ready, inhale, arms rise. Pressing in to the knee, the quad. Arms can stay here. Interlace the fingers and press off that left thigh. Maybe coming into a small back bend. Opening the chest, pressing the chest and the heart forward. 1 more breath. Release the hands. We're going to reverse our warrior. So inhale the left arm. And as you exhale, reaching the right hand back towards that right thigh. Reversing, coming into a nice back bend. Gazing up if it feels good, or keep the gaze forward. 1 more breath. Exhale, bring those hands to either side of the foot. Inhale, come to a standing position. You'll have to turn again. Inhale, come to standing. And then walk the fingertips to the front of the mat, the long side, turning those toe tips to the long side of the mat again, coming into a wide leg forward fold. Again, as you inhale, feel how wide your stance is. If it's too wide, heel toe back in. Once that stance feels good and you're planted into the earth, inhale, arms out to a T. Star pose. Again, opening up through the shoulders, opening the chest, tucking the tailbone, engaging our quads. And as always, keeping that tummy engaged, navel to spine, navel to spine. I can't say it enough. One more breath. Coming into goddess pose. So point those toe tips out towards the small edges of the mat. As you inhale, bend the elbows, palms facing out. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, bend the knees, goddess pose. Again, you kind of feel like a little cartoon character here that's about to go on the warpath. So we're firing up everything below our waist. Firing up those quads, firing up the inner thighs, firing up the calves. We're even engaging our upper body here. Keep the fingertips engaged. Maybe come up on the right tippy toe, then maybe the left. Alternating sides. Maybe you can come up on both tippy toes here. This is essentially a static plie squat. Keep that core engaged, guys. 2 more breaths. I hope we're smiling. You guys are doing awesome. 1 more breath. And goddess pose. Perfect. We're going to come into our goddess twist. Bring the hands to the knees. As you inhale, bring the right shoulder in towards the center line of the body, gazing over left shoulder. Making sure you're not slumping into the pose, but you're just gently resting your hands and finding a twist. 1 more breath. Inhale back to center, switching sides, left shoulder in towards the center body. Gazing over the right shoulder. Keeping those quads engaged. 1 more breath. Inhale back to center. Heel toe those feet in. Keep the toes pointed out. Bring the hands into prayer. And guess what? Sink into Balasana Yogi Squat. Use the block if you need to. Come onto your mat and sit if you need to. Your thighs and hips are opening up today, guys. Again, try to keep those arms parallel with the mat. Keeping the hands pressed together in that prayer pose. I love rocking back and forth. It feels awesome. I know I'm way beyond 30 minutes right now. I apologize. 2 more breaths. Last breath here in our yogi squat. Oh man, it feels so good. Go ahead and gently come down onto your mat if you're not already there. Bring your feet, pressing the soles into the mat. We're just going to come into a seated child's pose. So wrap your arms around the knees and just bring your forehead to your knees. Hugging those calves and just feeling a nice stretch in our shoulders and in our back. 1 more breath. Good. Inhale, release the arms, sit up nice and tall. Come into seated pigeon. So bring your right ankle to your left knee. Your left knee is still bent and your foot is still placed on the mat, okay? You can bring your left arm, kind of cradle that right knee, tucking it into the crook of your elbow there. Same with this right foot, tucking it into the crook of your left elbow. And then just sitting up nice and tall, bringing your chest forward. You should feel a nice stretch on the outside of your thigh here. Pressing that left foot into the mat and pressing the chest forward. Using our breath to get through this pose. I know this gives me a nice stretch in my outer thigh. 1 more breath. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, bring that right leg down, switching sides. Inhale, bring the left ankle to the right knee, pressing the right foot into the mat. Left arm, bringing that left knee into the crevice of the elbow. Right arm, maybe bringing that foot into the crevice of the right elbow. Sitting up nice and tall. This is where a block also comes in handy. You want to make sure you're not slumping down, that your spine isn't straight. So if you place that block behind you and it doesn't fall down, you know that you're sitting up nice and tall. Seated pigeon pose here. Again, making sure we're not holding our breath. Reaching that heart forward. One more breath. Good. Inhale, release the hands. Exhale, left foot back to the ground. Go ahead and bring your feet into cobbler's pose, butterfly pose. Soles of the feet are pressed together, either reaching the heels as close to your sitting bones as possible, or bringing the heels a little bit farther out for a more restorative pose, whatever feels good. Fluttering, sitting up nice and tall. Again, that block comes in handy to make sure that we are sitting nice and tall here. Grabbing the toes with the hands, maybe just coming down a little bit. Trying to reach those forearms to the mat and bringing the head to the feet. And stay here for 3 breaths. Again, opening up the hips on the outside, on the inside. Stretching our back. One more breath. Inhale. Come to a nice seated position. We are going to end seated today. So you can come into half lotus, lotus, easy Sukhasana pose, whatever feels good for you right now. Sitting up nice and tall, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center or place them gently on your knees. And just allow yourself a couple of minutes, a couple of breaths to just relax and rejuvenate after our practice. Take a moment to check back in with that gratitude. Hopefully you found yourself just being you, accepting your body for what it can do, and being grateful for whatever you are grateful for on this Thankful Thursday. Thank you for practicing with me. If you didn't practice with me now, it's always available on our Facebook page. Take one deep breath in here, and we'll exhale it out through the mouth. Inhale deeply. Exhale it all out through the mouth. Bring those hands to heart center. As always, yogis, thank you for showing up, being you, moving and uniting your body with your breath with me today on this Thankful Thursday. In deepest gratitude, namaste. Thanks, guys. We will see you next Tuesday. Also, the International Day of Yoga is on June 21st, which is a Sunday, and the theme this year is family yoga. So I will be doing a live session, and it'll be about partner poses, super fun. There won't really be a flow, so kind of just let that go. It'll just be fun, but hopefully you can grab your family, and you guys can all practice with me on that day, June 21st. So make sure and put that on your calendar. Thanks so much. Flow on, yogis.